What's going on, folks? Welcome to Wizards Outlook. We got Raymond Lyons here tonight. I'm Wilson Sarpe Jr. Rays in Capital One Arena. The Blazers held off the Wizards tonight, 108-102. We saw DeAndre Ayton have a really big night, and then Scoot Henderson down the stretch delivering for the Blazers. So I'm sure they're very encouraged by how this game ended. It's two teams where, we both know where these teams are. You got one team, they're within like 5 wins of each other in the same plates, a little bit different. But, I thought there were some good things and bad things tonight as we've been seeing with Washington. But what did you take away from the night?
Yeah, man, it's just another one of those games where they wait until their back is against the wall to show up. That's just always a little frustrating because clearly you have it in you. So why not just make your life easier and do it from the beginning? But yeah, man, a little too much DeAndre Ayton tonight. I've been talking about, when they were having success, they were valuing the basketball, having, more sound offensive play. We didn't see that tonight for long stretches. A lot of bad shots, a lot of rush shots, some turnovers, 2 wide open missed dunks on fast breaks. One of them was a 5-point swing, missed the dunk, come down, and Orlando Blanton hits a 3. So, just comedy of errors. Then they missed 9 free throws. That's huge, man. That's the game right there. They do a little better from the line and they win. So there was a lot of opportunities, a lot of places where they could have made up ground. 5 for 29 from 3. That's just inexcusable, man. You're clearly not hitting them, and you're having success going downhill. So, 2 plus 2 should equal 4 in that situation. But yeah, man, these things happen regularly because of the situation they're in. Like, we know what their record is, so this type of stuff is unfortunately commonplace. But at the very least, they continue to fight and compete. Just would be nice if this translated into wins at some point.
Yeah, I think that was the toughest part. Is you literally explained where the game was lost, and it was most of it tonight was just decision making. Honestly, just bad decisions. Too many bad decisions led to a loss. Whether it was not taking care of the ball, we know they've been somewhere safe, usually doing like 12 and 14 turnovers. Not that that's great, but that's usually where it's at on nights when they've been okay. 21 tonight, things you couldn't afford. Blowing transition opportunities, like you mentioned. DeAndre Ayton had the game he had, and he lost by 6. Regardless of that, the type of output he had. And then I feel like the ball just didn't move as much as it has in the past. You talked about their margin for error, from the beginning of the season. This is just one of those games where when stuff's on the wrong side of the line, this is why they can't afford it. This is why that line's so thin. Because it's the more things pile up on that side of the line, the nastier it gets still. It was 6. That's what's frustrating with 6. Like you said, 5-point swings, things of that nature. That's tough, man. Things they just couldn't afford. Yeah, JP and Avdi tonight at times just make some head scratching decisions. For the most part, both of them been pretty solid from a decisions making standpoint recently, but it hurt in this game. They missed some of them folks for sure tonight. That said, credit to the Blazers for getting it done, especially, Scoot late. Ayton having a big game and whatnot. We saw Delano Banton doing what he's been doing since he's been traded over there. But, got to get to it. Look, man, player of the game.
DeAndre Ayton, man, he did what he wanted. And typically, when they're facing a player like that, with their deficiencies in front court, it's just a whole lot of bruising. But he did a lot of his work from mid-range too, man. It was just an all-around game for him.
Yeah, I think that was the difference. Like you talked about it, his points were felt the same way the points from Giannis and AD were felt physically by Washington. Still, 30 is 30. I think it was to be exact. I'm sorry, 34. Let me not take his points away from him. But yeah, shout out to him for that. And X Factor, who'd you have?
It's going back and forth between Delano Benton and Scoot Henderson. Scoot came on late, and kind of staved off the Wizards' comeback. But, I feel like Benton kind of helped them stretch it out in the first place. And in those spurts in the middle of the game where the Wizards making their push, I feel like he was key in keeping the Blazers' foot on the gas, keeping them ahead. So I'm going to roll with him tonight.
Yeah, I'm right with you. I think Delano was just more his impact was felt more consistently throughout the game tonight than Scoot was. A shout out to Scoot for fighting, because he was fighting with foul trouble, whatnot, late. But, and credit to him for that tough bucket late. I think it ended up being an and one on Denny. But Delano was he was a pain in Washington's side all night. Like, just stirred all night in every facet of the game. He was getting on their nerves with his size as a, what is it, 6'9" point guard? That's hell to deal with. So yeah, I'm right there with you. We get into some of these comments. Reason we're going a little bit quick, man. As you can see, they dropping the lights. They got a concert tonight. After the game, regardless, the celebration was being had. Shay Mandler says 0 basketball IQ in the last 3 plays by JP. It was a tough 3 plays, man. One of the shots I was cool with. He just missed, but I get it. I get it. Denny needs to stop being passive at the end of games and go get the ball. He seems to be the only one capable of not being dumb. All right, so that's clearly where y'all at tonight with decisions late in tonight's game. Keep in mind that we're missing some other folks, but yeah, they got to be a little bit better. Also, Ray mentioned if they hit free throws, things are a little bit different as well, not blow transition opportunities. That's what he's being told to do to coaches. And oh man, this is where y'all at. Okay, cool. The same thing happened with Kispert the other night where they just go away from now. And yeah, bad decisions really hurt tonight. But bad decisions are also why this team has 15 wins. Like we gotta, stay in reality here too. Credit to them for their players of late, but there's a reason they're gonna be picking where they're picking, and we're excited about what they might add. But before we get off here, shout out to Jared Butler, securing the 3, going from a 2-way deal to a 3-year contract, which, we were, I think literally you and Cardell were just talking about this when last times we were on Wizards Outlook talking about guys playing and what it could mean with the future and all that. 3-year deal. Shout out to him, man. First it was Gino Umurui earlier in the season. Now it's Butler, which got to give both of them dudes credit, man. You fought your way into some type of security, way more security than you had when the season started. I just want to ask your thoughts. You had any thoughts on Jared Butler before we get out of here securing that?
Nah, man, it's just well deserved, and it goes to show, no matter what the situation is, if you do what you're supposed to do, you're gonna get rewarded, man. And what he's been doing in Tyus Jones' absence, obviously the Wizards felt like that's something they could use moving forward. So yeah, he just took advantage of the opportunity, man. And yeah, more guys should see that and try to mirror what he's done.
Yeah, and to piggyback on what you said, that might be the thing where we're seeing where, for folks wondering what it might look like going forward, maybe not necessarily what it looked like, but what this foundation, what it is that stuff might be built off, or what might be the identity going forward is those 2 hard-nosed guys that fought and scrapped that ended up being rewarded, right? It's a positive thing. Last but not least, 15 wins and 16 losses. Ain't good math for that play style, for sure. Again, there are things that are needed. We're going to see what they add. But this is just we're closing this year out and seeing what this offseason looks like, man. Yeah, and I credit the young fella too. This was one of those welcome to the league moments tonight, and he fought his way through it because he was getting killed. And we see one of the things we know he needs is defensively, he can't guard 5s yet in this league. So he knows what he has to do in the offseason. And it's not from a mobility standpoint. He's too weak right now. So we'll see where it goes. But mentally, I like the fact that he still wants to bang. Now you got to go get your body together so you can do it. So we'll see where it goes. But appreciate y'all. To everyone in Capital One Arena. Hope y'all enjoy the concert or whatnot. We'll see y'all guys Sunday after their game. They're taking on the Raptors, I believe, on Sunday night. So Ray and I will talk to you guys then. Y'all have a good one.